Hi, I'm going to do a quick review of Learning Target 2.3. I can solve for one variable in a multivariable equation in terms of the other variable. Basically what that means is I'm going to be doing literal equations, if you remember that from section 2.5. So if you need help, look in that section. Let's go ahead and get started with number 1. We want to solve, so we have this equation PV equals nRT, and we want to solve for t. So the goal here is we're just rearranging our equation. We're just manipulating it a little bit. We're not changing the letters. We're not doing anything like that. We're just solving for a different variable. So the goal, whenever it says like solve for t, we want it to be t equals something. So we want to isolate that t variable, and then it's going to have these same letters involved in it, just a rearrangement of them. So looking at number 1, I want to get this t by itself, but if I notice it's being multiplied by an r and by an n, so to get rid of those n and r, I'm going to do the opposite of multiplication. I'm going to divide both sides, it by an n and an r. And then you'll notice that they end up canceling. The n cancels on top and bottom, and the r cancels on top and bottom, so you're left with just that t over here. Since we do it to the one side of the equal sign, you have to do it to the other side. So you have to divide this side by nr. We can't cancel anything there, so your answer is just PV over nr. So see how we didn't change any letters? It's just like we're just rearranging it. Now we have t by itself, and we are good. Okay, number 2, same type of problem. We want to now solve for x, so the goal is to get x is equal to an equation here. So what you want to do here first is, because I want to get this x by itself, but it's kind of like an equation where you want to do the addition or subtraction part first. So what I would do is I would add g to both sides. You end up getting x over 5 is equal to, we can't add those together because they're not like terms, so you just rewrite them, a plus g. Now we don't have x quite by itself yet because it's being divided by a 5, so to get rid of that we're going to multiply both sides by 5. Be really careful here. Whenever you multiply both this side by 5, you have to put parentheses around the a plus b because we're multiplying that entire quantity. So you end up getting x is equal to 5 times the quantity a plus g. Well, now I can do the distributive property to simplify one more time. So you end up getting x is equal to 5a plus 5g as your final answer. Okay, moving on to number 3. Here we want to solve for b. So again, we want to get b by itself and see what it is equal to. Just rearrange the equation. So first I want to get rid of this 4a, the entire thing, because it's being added to it. So I'm going to subtract 4a from both sides of the equal sign. I can't combine like terms, so I just rewrite it. K minus 4a is equal to 4b. Now we have a one-step equation. B isn't by itself yet. It's being multiplied by 4, so I'm going to divide both sides by 4. You end up getting k minus 4a all over 4 is equal to b. And you can keep it just like that. Now we solve for b. Okay, and then last one over here, number 4, we want to solve for g. So I want to get this g by itself, but first I want to get rid of my constant, so I'm going to subtract 12 from both sides. You end up getting h minus 12 is equal to 3g. Now I want to get that g by itself, so I divide both sides by 3. So we end up getting h minus 12 all over 3 is equal to g. And then that's your final answer. And that was it for literal equations. If you need more help, definitely come and see me before or after school, and we can go over it more one-on-one.